Hi, I've been learning a new language and I'm interested in advanced language learning strategies. Could you share some techniques to help me improve my vocabulary and use idiomatic expressions more naturally?
Absolutely. Improving vocabulary and mastering idiomatic expressions are essential for advanced language learning. Let's start with vocabulary acquisition. One effective technique is to create flashcards with new words and their meanings, and review them regularly.
Flashcards sound like a practical way to expand my vocabulary. How can I ensure I'm using idiomatic expressions correctly and incorporating them into my speech?
Idiomatic expressions can be challenging, but practice makes perfect. Start by identifying common idioms in the target language and study their meanings and usage. Try using them in conversations or writing exercises to reinforce their use.
I'll make sure to incorporate idiomatic expressions in my conversations and writing to improve my fluency. Are there any specific resources you recommend for finding idiomatic expressions?
Online resources and language learning apps often have lists of idiomatic expressions for various languages. You can also find books or websites dedicated to idioms. Another helpful resource is native speakers or language exchange partners who can provide real-life examples.
I'll explore online resources and connect with native speakers to expand my idiomatic expression repertoire. What about accent reduction? How can I work on improving my pronunciation?
Accent reduction takes time and practice, but there are techniques to help. First, focus on mimicking the sounds and rhythms of native speakers. Record yourself speaking and compare it to native speakers to identify areas for improvement.
Mimicking native speakers and recording my own voice for comparison sounds like a practical approach. Any other strategies for accent reduction?
Another strategy is to work on specific sounds that are challenging for you. Practice minimal pairs, words that differ by only one sound, and pay attention to the correct pronunciation. Working with a speech coach or using language learning apps can be beneficial too.
I'll work on minimal pairs and seek guidance from a speech coach or language learning apps to refine my pronunciation. Language learning can be challenging. What are some common difficulties to be aware of?
Some common challenges include overcoming fear of making mistakes, maintaining motivation, and finding opportunities to practice in real-life situations. It's important to embrace mistakes as learning opportunities and stay motivated by setting achievable goals.
Overcoming fear and maintaining motivation are crucial aspects of language learning. Setting realistic goals will help me stay focused. Thank you for highlighting those challenges. Any final tips or advice?
Consistency is key. Make language learning a part of your daily routine, whether it's reading, listening to podcasts, or having conversations. Immerse yourself in the language as much as possible. Celebrate your progress and enjoy the journey.
Thank you for the valuable advice and encouragement. I'll incorporate these strategies into my language learning routine and stay committed to the process. I'm excited to continue improving my vocabulary, using idiomatic expressions, and reducing my accent.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help. Remember, language learning is a lifelong journey, so enjoy every step along the way. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need further assistance. Happy language learning! Hi there. Are you interested in incorporating a fitness routine into your lifestyle? I can guide you through a simple workout routine that doesn't require advanced fitness levels. How does that sound?
That sounds perfect. I've been wanting to get into fitness, but I'm not sure where to start. What exercises will we be focusing on in this routine?
We'll focus on a combination of cardio and strength exercises. Cardiovascular exercises elevate your heart rate and improve endurance, while strength exercises help build muscle and increase overall strength. Let's begin with a warm-up.
Great. What kind of warm-up exercises should I do?
Start with some light aerobic exercises like jumping jacks, marching in place, or jogging on the spot to get your heart rate up. Follow it up with some dynamic stretches for your major muscle groups, such as arm circles, leg swings, and trunk rotations.
I'll incorporate those warm-up exercises and dynamic stretches into my routine to prepare my body for the workout. What's the next step?
After the warm-up, we'll move on to the cardio portion. You can choose between jogging in place, jumping rope, or dancing to your favorite music for about 10 to 15 minutes. The goal is to keep your heart rate elevated and break a sweat.
I'll pick jogging in place as my cardio exercise and find some energetic music to keep me motivated. How do we transition to the strength exercises?
Great choice. After cardio, it's time for some strength exercises. We'll focus on bodyweight exercises that target different muscle groups. Start with squats to work your lower body, push-ups for your chest and arms, and planks for core stability.
I'll incorporate squats, push-ups, and planks into my routine for a full body workout. How many repetitions and sets should I aim for?
Begin with 10 to 15 repetitions of each exercise and aim for 2 to 3 sets. Take short breaks between sets to recover, but try to maintain a steady pace throughout the workout. Remember to focus on proper form and engage the targeted muscles.
I'll start with the recommended number of repetitions and sets, focusing on maintaining good form. Are there any modifications or alternatives for beginners?
Absolutely. If you find push-ups challenging, you can modify them by doing knee push-ups or using an elevated surface like a bench. For squats, you can start with shallow squats or use a chair for support. Gradually progress as you build strength and confidence.
Modifications and alternatives will help me ease into the exercises. What about cool down and stretching? Is that part of the routine?
Yes, cool down and stretching are essential for recovery and flexibility. After the strength exercises, finish with a light jog or walk to gradually lower your heart rate. Then, perform static stretches for each major muscle group, holding each stretch for 20 to 30 seconds.
I'll make sure to include a cool-down jog and static stretches in my routine for proper recovery and flexibility. This workout routine sounds manageable and effective. Are there any additional tips I should keep in mind?
Stay hydrated throughout your workout and listen to your body. If you experience pain or discomfort during any exercise, adjust or stop if necessary. Consistency is key, so aim to incorporate this routine into your weekly schedule and gradually increase the intensity as you progress.
Thank you for the advice and guidance. I'm excited to start this fitness routine and make it a part of my lifestyle. I'll keep your tips in mind and listen to my body.
You're welcome. Remember, starting small and building consistency is the key to long-term success. Celebrate your progress along the way and enjoy the journey to a healthier and fitter you. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need further assistance. Happy exercising!
Thank you for the encouragement and support. I'll definitely reach out if I need any help. Here's to a healthier and fitter future.
Hello. I heard you're interested in home organization and decluttering. Let's focus on decluttering and organizing your kitchen. It's a common area that can benefit from effective storage solutions. Where would you like to start?
That's great. My kitchen could definitely use some organization. Let's begin with decluttering. How should I approach it?
Start by taking everything out of your cabinets and drawers. Assess each item and decide whether you use it regularly or if it's just taking up space. Consider donating or discarding items you no longer need or use.
I'll empty out the cabinets and drawers and go through each item. It's time to let go of things that no longer serve a purpose. What's the next step after decluttering?
Once you've decluttered, it's time to organize. Group similar items together. For example, keep all your baking supplies in one area and pots and pans in another. This makes it easier to find what you need when cooking.
Categorizing items will definitely make it more convenient to find things. Should I invest in storage solutions to help with organization?
Yes, storage solutions can be helpful. Consider using drawer dividers or utensil trays to keep your utensils organized. Install hooks inside your cabinets to hang mugs or pot lids. Utilize stackable containers or storage bins to maximize space.
I'll look into getting drawer dividers, hooks, and stackable containers to optimize my kitchen space. Are there any specific methods for arranging items in the cabinets and drawers?
Arrange items based on frequency of use. Store frequently used items in easily accessible areas, such as at eye level or in lower cabinets. Less frequently used items can be stored in higher or less accessible areas.
That makes sense. I'll keep frequently used items within easy reach and store the less used ones in higher or less accessible areas. Any tips for organizing the pantry and refrigerator?
In the pantry, use clear containers or storage bins to group similar items like grains, cereals, or snacks. Label them for easy identification. In the refrigerator, designate specific shelves for different food categories, like dairy, vegetables, or condiments.
Clear containers and labels will definitely help in keeping the pantry organized. I'll also assign specific shelves for different food categories in the refrigerator. What about organizing kitchen gadgets and small appliances?
Keep frequently used gadgets and appliances within easy reach on the countertops. For the ones you use less often, consider storing them in lower cabinets or utilizing shelf risers to maximize vertical space.
I'll designate countertop space for frequently used gadgets and appliances, and use lower cabinets or shelf risers for the ones I use less often. This will create a neater and more functional kitchen.
Absolutely. Having an organized kitchen will not only make cooking more enjoyable but also save you time and effort. Remember to maintain the organization by regularly decluttering and reevaluating your storage solutions.
I understand the importance of maintenance. I'll make it a habit to declutter and reorganize periodically to keep the kitchen organized. Thank you for the valuable tips and guidance.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help. Having an organized kitchen can have a positive impact on your daily life. If you have any further questions or need more assistance, feel free to reach out. Happy organizing!
Thank you for the support. I'll definitely reach out if I need any help. Here's to a more organized and efficient kitchen.
Hi there. I heard you're interested in DIY home improvement. I've been renovating rooms and building furniture for years. I'd be happy to share some tips and the step-by-step process with you. Where would you like to start?
That's great. I'm specifically interested in renovating a room. I have a spare bedroom that needs a makeover. Could you guide me through the process of renovating it?
Absolutely. Renovating a room can be a fun and rewarding project. First, let's start with the planning phase. Assess the room and decide on the changes you want to make. Are you looking to repaint the walls, replace the flooring, or modify the layout?
I'd like to repaint the walls and replace the flooring. The current color scheme doesn't match my style, and the carpet is worn out. What should I consider when choosing paint and flooring?
When selecting paint, consider the mood you want to create. Lighter colors can make a room feel more spacious, while darker tones add coziness. As for flooring, consider durability and style. Hardwood or laminate floors are popular choices. Measure the room to calculate the required materials.
That makes sense. How do I prepare the room before starting the renovations?
Before you begin, clear the room of furniture and other belongings. It's easier to work in an empty space. Cover the floors and furniture with protective sheets to prevent any damage. Also, remove outlet covers and tape around windows and baseboards to protect them from paint.
I'll make sure to prepare the room properly. What tools will I need for painting the walls?
For painting, you'll need a few essential tools. Start with a high-quality paintbrush and a roller with a tray. You'll also need painter's tape to create clean edges and a drop cloth to protect the floors. A ladder or step stool will be handy for reaching higher areas.
Got it. Now, let's move on to the painting process. How do I ensure a smooth and professional-looking finish?
To achieve a smooth finish, begin by cleaning the walls to remove any dirt or dust. Fill any holes or cracks with spackle and sand them down. Apply a coat of primer before painting to ensure even coverage. Start painting from the top down, using steady and consistent strokes.
Thank you for explaining. Now, what about replacing the flooring? What tools will I need for that?
Replacing flooring requires a different set of tools. You'll need a tape measure, a utility knife for cutting flooring materials, a pry bar for removing the existing flooring, and a rubber mallet to secure the new flooring. Depending on the type of flooring, you may also need adhesive or nails.
I see. Should I remove the old carpet before installing the new flooring?
Yes, it's best to remove the old carpet before installing new flooring. Start by cutting the carpet into manageable sections and roll them up. Use a pry bar to remove the tack strips around the edges. Finally, remove any remaining adhesive or staples and thoroughly clean the subfloor.
Okay, I'll make sure to remove the carpet properly. What's the next step after that?
Once the subfloor is clean and ready, it's time to install the new flooring. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for your specific flooring type. Start in one corner of the room and work your way across, ensuring each piece is securely locked or fastened in place.
Sounds straightforward enough. I'm feeling more confident about renovating my spare room now. Is there anything else I should keep in mind?
One important thing is to take your time and be patient throughout the process. DIY projects can be challenging, but with careful planning and attention to detail, you'll achieve great results. Don't hesitate to ask for help if you encounter any difficulties, and enjoy the rewarding experience of transforming your space.
Thank you so much for your guidance and encouragement. I can't wait to get started on my room renovation. I'll make sure to follow your advice and create a space that reflects my style and personality.
You're very welcome. I'm excited for you. Remember, with each project, you'll gain more experience and confidence. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions along the way. Happy renovating!
Hi, I've been experimenting with cooking lately and I'm interested in learning some advanced cooking techniques. Do you have any suggestions for a recipe that is not too complicated but still allows me to try something new?
Absolutely. How about we explore the technique of pan-searing salmon? It's a delicious and healthy option that showcases your culinary skills. Plus, it's not overly complex. Are you up for it?
That sounds perfect. I love salmon, and pan-searing sounds like a great way to enhance its flavor. What ingredients will we need for this recipe?
For pan-seared salmon, you'll need fresh salmon fillets, salt, black pepper, olive oil, and some lemon wedges for garnish. You can also add herbs or spices of your choice to season the salmon, like dill or paprika.
Great, I have most of those ingredients already. How do we go about preparing the salmon for pan-searing?
First, make sure the salmon fillets are dry by patting them with a paper towel. Season both sides of the fillets with salt, black pepper, and any other desired herbs or spices. Let them sit at room temperature for a few minutes to absorb the flavors.
Got it. Now, how do we properly pan-sear the salmon?
Heat a non-stick skillet over medium-high heat and add some olive oil. Once the oil is hot but not smoking, carefully place the salmon fillet skin side down into the pan. Let them cook for about 4 to 5 minutes without moving them.
Should I flip the salmon fillets at some point?
Yes, after the initial cooking time, gently flip the fillets using a spatula. Be careful not to break the skin. Cook them for an additional 3 to 4 minutes on the other side until the salmon is cooked through but still moist and tender.
That sounds straightforward. How can I tell when the salmon is cooked perfectly?
A good indicator is when the salmon turns opaque and flakes easily with a fork. The internal temperature should reach about 145 degrees Fahrenheit, 63 degrees Celsius. Remember, it's better to slightly undercook the salmon as it will continue cooking off the heat.
Thanks for the tip. What's the next step after the salmon is cooked?
Once the salmon is done, carefully remove it from the pan and let it rest for a few minutes. Squeezing fresh lemon juice over the fillets adds a bright and tangy flavor. It's ready to be served alongside your choice of side dishes.
I can't wait to try it. Speaking of side dishes, do you have any recommendations that would complement the pan-seared salmon?
Absolutely. Since salmon has a rich flavor, you might want to pair it with light and refreshing sides. A simple mixed green salad with a lemon vinaigrette, roasted asparagus, or a quinoa and vegetable pilaf would all go well with the salmon.
Those options sound delicious and healthy. I'll definitely consider them. Is there anything else I need to know to make this dish a success?
One important thing is to not overcrowd the pan when cooking the salmon. Give each fillet enough space to ensure proper browning. Also, be mindful of the cooking time to avoid overcooking the salmon and drying it out.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you so much for sharing this recipe and the cooking technique. I feel confident that I can create a flavorful and well-cooked pan-seared salmon dish now.
You're welcome. Cooking is all about trying new things and honing your skills. I'm sure you'll do great. Remember, practice makes perfect. Enjoy your cooking adventure, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions along the way.
Thank you for the encouragement and support. I'll be sure to reach out if I need any guidance. I'm excited to impress my family and friends with this delicious pan-seared salmon recipe.
I heard you're interested in art and craft projects. I can teach you a fun and creative project that's not too complex. How about making a personalized photo collage?
That sounds fantastic. I love the idea of creating something unique and meaningful. What materials and tools do we need for this project?
For a photo collage, you'll need a variety of photographs, scissors, glue or adhesive, a poster board or canvas as a base, and some decorative elements like stickers or markers. You can also use colored paper or scrapbooking supplies for added flair.
Great! I have most of those materials at home. How do we begin the process of making the photo collage?
First, select the photographs you want to include in your collage. They can be printed or digital. If they're digital, you'll need to print them out beforehand. Choose a theme for your collage, like family, friends, or a memorable event.
I'll gather my favorite photos and decide on a theme. What's the next step?
Once you have your photos ready, start by arranging them on the poster board or canvas. Play around with different layouts until you find one you like. You can overlap the photos or create a grid pattern, it's all up to your artistic vision.
Sounds fun. Should I glue the photos directly onto the poster board or canvas?
That's right. Once you're satisfied with the arrangement, secure the photos in place by using glue or adhesive on the back of each photo. Be careful not to use too much adhesive to avoid smudging or warping the photos.
I'll be mindful of that. Can I add any additional elements to the collage?
Absolutely. This is where you can let your creativity shine. You can add stickers, cutouts, or handwritten messages to personalize the collage. You can also use markers or colored pencils to draw or write directly on the poster board or canvas.
That's exciting. I'll definitely explore different ways to make the collage unique. Once I'm finished with the design, is there anything else I should do?
After you've finished arranging and decorating the collage, let it dry completely. This ensures that everything stays in place. Once it's dry, you can choose to protect the collage with a clear adhesive spray or sealant, which adds a glossy finish and preserves the artwork.
I'll make sure to let it dry properly before applying any sealant. This is such a fun and creative project. Is there anything else I should keep in mind?
One important thing is to have fun and experiment with different ideas. Don't be afraid to try new techniques or styles. Remember, the beauty of art and craft projects lies in the process and the personal touch you add to each piece.
Thank you for the advice. I'm really looking forward to working on this photo collage. It's a perfect way to showcase my favorite memories and unleash my creativity.
You're very welcome. I'm sure your photo collage will turn out beautifully. Enjoy the process and let your artistic side shine. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or need further guidance. Have a great time creating.
Thank you so much for your support and encouragement. I'll definitely reach out if I need any help. I can't wait to see the final result of my personalized photo collage.
Hi there. Are you interested in photography? I'd be happy to share some tips and tricks with you. What aspect of photography would you like to learn more about? Composition, lighting, or post-processing?
I'm particularly interested in photography composition. I want to improve how I frame and capture my subjects. Could you guide me through some key principles of composition?
Absolutely. Composition is crucial in creating visually appealing photographs. Let's start with the rule of thirds. Imagine a grid divided into 9 equal parts, and place your subject along the lines or at the intersections. This helps create balance and visual interest.
That's a helpful guideline. What other composition techniques should I keep in mind?
Another technique is leading lines. Look for natural or man-made lines that guide the viewer's eye towards the subject. This could be a road, a pathway, or even a row of trees. Leading lines add depth and draw attention to the main subject.
I'll be on the lookout for leading lines in my future shots. Are there any other composition tips you can share?
Definitely. Consider the concept of negative space. Sometimes, leaving empty or minimalistic areas in your composition can make the subject stand out more. It adds a sense of simplicity and draws focus to the main subject.
I'll keep that in mind. What about the use of symmetry and patterns in composition?
Symmetry and patterns can create strong visual impact. Look for symmetrical scenes or repeating patterns in your environment. It could be architectural elements, natural formations, or even everyday objects. Experiment with centering your subject or breaking the pattern for added interest.
That sounds intriguing. I'll experiment with symmetry and patterns to add more depth to my photographs. Now, let's talk about lighting. What should I consider when it comes to lighting in photography?
Lighting plays a significant role in photography. The quality, direction, and intensity of light can dramatically impact the mood and overall look of your images. Pay attention to the natural light available or consider using artificial lighting techniques for different effects.
How can I utilize natural light effectively in my photographs?
Natural light can be beautiful, especially during the golden hours, the hour after sunrise and before sunset. During these times, the light is softer and creates a warm, flattering glow. Experiment with different angles and positions to capture the best light on your subject.
I'll make sure to plan my shoots around the golden hours for a more captivating look. What about artificial lighting? When should I consider using it?
Artificial lighting is particularly useful when shooting indoors or in low-light situations. You can use a flash, continuous lighting, or even reflectors to manipulate the light. Explore different techniques to achieve the desired mood and ensure proper exposure.
I'll practice using artificial lighting to enhance my indoor photography. Now, let's move on to post-processing. What are some essential techniques I should be familiar with?
In post-processing, you have various tools and software to enhance and fine-tune your images. Start by learning basic adjustments like exposure, contrast, and white balance. These can significantly improve the overall look and feel of your photographs.
That makes sense. Are there any specific software programs you recommend for post-processing?
Adobe Lightroom and Adobe Photoshop are popular choices among photographers. Lightroom offers a user-friendly interface and comprehensive editing tools, while Photoshop provides more advanced options for detailed retouching and manipulation. You can also explore free software like GIMP or mobile apps for editing on the go.
I'll check out those options and practice editing my photographs to enhance their visual appeal. This has been a great discussion on photography techniques. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and insights.
You're very welcome. Photography is a wonderful art form, and I'm glad I could help you improve your skills. Remember, practice is key. Don't be afraid to experiment and develop your own unique style. Feel free to reach out if you have any further questions. Happy shooting!
Thank you for the encouragement and support. I'm excited to put these techniques into practice and take my photography to the next level. I'll definitely reach out if I need any guidance along the way.